What's up, guys? We're doing yet another one of these, and I don't know how it's been 6 months already, but it's been 6 months with Orca, my 2013 Subaru Outback, and I've got a lot of thoughts about it, being that it's my first non-Hyundai and quite a lot of firsts. But let's go ahead and let's just jump right in. Yes, I know this is definitely not Krack'N, and I know you probably weren't expecting this video to come out, but I was hoping to have a video like this out before it broke, which you guys can check out that video. I'm going to potentially put it in the description if I remember, which I know I'm probably not going to, or in the cards if they still do it on YouTube. But this here is my 2013 Subaru Outback 2.5i Premium with a very, very rare option, the 6-speed TY756 manual transmission. And I am telling you what, for being my first manual car, I love this thing. And honestly, I really get why people love the Subaru Outback. It's this kind of like wagon meets, you know, like SUV thing. It's got the clearance of an SUV, but it has the dynamics of a car, and it has that really long rear end, and it's just a squatted, it looks so interesting. And I get why people love it, because not only does it drive like a car, but it also has the practicality of an SUV. So I picked this thing up 6 months ago on July 20th. And I know this video kind of came out a little late, but I picked this thing up for $89.90 at Pine Manor Auto Sales in Middletown, Pennsylvania. It was literally only on the lot for 2 days. And when I was searching, I was trying to find a Hyundai or a Kia because that's what I'm well versed on, but they could not pair all-wheel drive and a manual. And the manual actually came as a later requirement, so to say, on my list. It wasn't a priority, but I would have really loved to have had the manual transmission. And they couldn't do it, so guess what? I went and did this one. Now, it was not the first car that I actually test drove. I test drove a 2016 Subaru Crosstrek with the 5-speed manual, and that thing felt really good. I liked it. I liked its size. It felt small yet nimble, but I had a problem with it. The dealer didn't want to budge on pricing. He was firm at 10 grand, and I could not take that. I had to find something slightly cheaper because he wouldn't budge on pricing. That's where this one came in. Now, for being a 2013, this thing was actually pretty nice on the outside. I mean, yes, it's very, very dirty, but that's just because we literally had 3 snowstorms back to back to back within a matter of 2 days. So, and she's also been driven in it too. So, because you know me, Krack'N's not going to go in the snow. The frickin' thing would get stuck. I mean, it got stuck over here, frickin', even though it doesn't look like it, but it got stuck that one time it snowed last couple years ago when I got it ceramic coated. But yeah, that's besides the point. I've actually really enjoyed my ownership with this car. It's been very fun. I do have my complaints and I do have my positives, and also quite a few nitpicks. So, I mean, I'm gonna probably be ranting a bit, but yeah. So, picked this thing up and it had 113,000 miles on it. It now sits at just above 118, like 118.3 or 4, I think now. And for it being actually down for 2 months, 2 to 3 months, it actually has been very reliable. Although this afternoon when I got out of work, it didn't want to start. So I hit the gas, you know, gave it a little bit of gas, and it finally fired up, and it smelled like gas, like really bad, like almost like I had a fuel injector leak. So the $1,600 comes from brake pads and rotors all the way around, because I had some severe warpage. Trying to stop it, panic stop at 80 miles an hour on the turnpike was quite sketch when things came to a screeching halt. I almost smacked the guy in front of me. Yeah, it was that bad. So yeah, that got that all around. That was about $800. The front roadside driver's axle had actually gone. The boot completely tore off. And then I also had a stuck brake caliper on the front curbside wheel. That was, yeah, that was quite a pain to replace. On top of that, the valve cover gasket had decided to go, but it actually was not that. It was the spark plug tubes. The previous owner of the car did do the valve cover gaskets, and you guys can even go and look at that video if you want more in depth. I'm just going to explain the basics, but they did not replace the spark plug tubes. So I ended up with an oil light a month into ownership, and I'm like, I'm hoping this thing is not going to be what I think it is, because I didn't think I was going to get another freaking crap box after Coco. That car was, but this one's been marginally better. It's been needy, but that's how Subarus have always been. But anyways, let's just go ahead and dive right into what I love, what I hate, and the nitpicks I have with my 2013 Subaru Outback. Jump inside to this first one. Obviously, as you can see, there's 3 pedals and Wiggly Boy. Now, I love this manual shifter because it feels so notchy and so sturdy. It feels very easy to row through the gates. And reverse is nice because it's actually, you pull up on the collar here and go back, which is actually how it should be personally. But I do love how the clutch pedal feels. It feels pretty stiff. It feels spongy, but the clutch pedal, I usually always go the whole way down. I've rarely grinded gears in this thing, only really started doing it recently, but it's because I've been kind of trying to rush it a little bit too much. But like I said, listen to that. That shifter just feels amazing. And yes, this is an aftermarket one. I bought this literally off of AliExpress for $5. My second positive has got to be the back. Now, it's my daily, so obviously it's gonna be a mess. Now, yes, I just put it into wide angle, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump in on the other side where my one friend was sitting that likes to have a gangsta lean. Now, I'm about 6'1", 6'2", and even with his gangsta lean, yeah, my knees are kind of digging into the seat, but I still fit back here just fine. I have quite a bit of headroom yet. I have over a fist, probably a fist and a finger, but these back seats recline really far. They almost remind me of my Tucson that I had, where the back seats really reclined very far. But that's not all, because the cargo area is absolutely huge too. Now, again, it is my daily. I've got stuff in here. This thing has up to 71 cubic feet of storage space. It's the biggest car that I've had to date. I mean, technically this could be called a mid-size SUV because of its sizing and what it compares to, like a Hyundai Santa Fe, but this thing is far from an SUV. I do love these seats. Yes, they are cloth and they're not exactly confidence inspiring, and they're definitely not built for me. I actually sit in these very well. It wasn't difficult for me to find a seating position, except I wish the head restraints kind of tilted a little bit. That's a really tiny nitpick that it's not even worthy of putting on my list, but I wish they did move a little bit. It did take me a little bit of getting used to, trying to find the right seating position for me being my first manual car. But I have no complaints on the seats. And nice addition on the premium is that you actually have heated seats, and it's actually a toggle switch, which is amazing because you can leave it in the high setting, which I love to do, especially when it's cold out in Pennsylvania. And you can just come out to your car, start it up, and the heated seat will be on by the time you get out here, which that's something I absolutely love. And it's a small detail that I absolutely just cannot ignore not speaking about. Now, I know a lot of people say this about their Subarus, but the all-wheel drive capability of these cars is actually incredible. I may have said that Hyundais have very good all-wheel drive systems. They absolutely do. This thing's better. I'm just going to say that straight up. Last time I was out here, when I took my Instagram pictures, I took this thing out sliding for the first time to see how this car actually felt. I turned traction control off and I left it on as well. And this thing was letting me get fully sideways, but did not go overly nanny mode and cut every single bit of power like Hyundais do. This thing will let you play around. And I mean, they do build the WRX, which is a very, very well-known and renowned rally car. So obviously, some of the DNA is gonna end up in the car, but now opening the hood up, yes, this is the 2.5, this is the FB25B, which I am very happy I decided not to get the EJ. No, I didn't really want the EZ36, but this thing is actually really easy to work on. Like, your intake manifold is right here, your silencer is right about there, your oil filter is literally right there. I've never had a car that had an easier access to an oil filter. Alternators right there, AC compressors right there. I forget what that is. Starters all the way back there, which actually I had to replace because I had no idea these had 2-piece starters and one of the copper wires ripped. Literally, look at this. Your ABS module is right frickin' there. Now, the bad part is that is how much space you have to work with if you have to get to the valve cover gaskets and the spark plugs and the fuel injectors. There is a lot of things on this motor that is a little more involved. All right, so now on to the negatives. And this is a very big one, and I know this is because it's a 2013 and the technology was not there yet, but the hands-free Bluetooth is really, really bad. I mean, you sit here and you hit the call button and you cannot just say your phone book command. You have to literally go in and enter every single number using the tune knob here, and then you have to say the name. You have to say it. You have to say the name of the contact instead of putting it in. I mean, the next thing is that this thing lacks some features that honestly are kind of weird omissions. The biggest one that I have is right there. There's a MPG gauge instead of a coolant gauge, but it comes on the higher trims, which is very freaking weird. Now, the highest trims, I believe on the limiteds, I think you could probably get it on the 2.5 and I know the 3.6. You could actually get eyesight, which is a pretty big deal for that time frame, but here's the thing. You don't get blind spot mirrors. Here's the next thing, and it's a pretty decent annoyance. You can't open the car, even with the key fob in your pocket, as it is right here. As you can see, because I have my Elijah key on it, or my keychain on it, you cannot open this thing up without unlocking the car first. And even then, after you do that, sometimes you have to actually sit there and push the trunk button to open the car up, which is super annoying, which also segues into another big complaint that I have. Hyundais and Kias allow you to set this, Subarus do not. When I hit the unlock button, I want all doors to open. Just hitting it once, that only unlocks the driver's door. If I want to open the other ones, I gotta press it again. I am so used to the one touch that I've many times forgotten that, oh, I've got to unlock all the doors because this car does not allow you to set it. And even dealers can't do it. There's been people that have gone in to do it because they've been told that they can, and dealers tell them, no, there's no such thing. My final problem that I have with this car, and it is something that I've really started to recently notice, let me shut my door, is that the first gear lockout on this thing is so aggressive that you literally have to come to a stop to be able to shift into first. Like, I'm doing 5 miles an hour or 3 miles an hour. I'm not coming to a full stop just to put myself in the first gear when the traffic is moving and the light turns green at the randomest of moments. I'm not doing that. It is so annoying, and I've oftentimes found myself doing one of those numbers where I literally use my little scrawny frickin' arms to shove the car into first gear, and it's like, it hates it. And it's like, it's so annoying. And I can get the first gear lockout, but not at 5 miles an hour. It's not going to hurt the cars at all, literally. Now I'm going to keep this section short because it is my nitpicks. The heated mirrors do not work very well. I've literally had them on and they literally do say they're heated. That's that symbol right there. It says they're heated. If it will ever focus onto it, There it is. It's right there. The symbol is there. It is a heated mirror. Does not work, literally, if at all. Now, this is another nitpick. I don't have a backup camera on this thing. Now, there would be a backup camera up on here, I believe on this side, on the upper end models, but the premium didn't get it. Personally, I think a backup camera is useful. I'm still trying to get used to not having one, but having a backup camera is very nice because I tend to underestimate my space behind me. And yeah, usually I use a guideline. I'll line up the edge of the hood on someone else's car or something like that to the back bumper, but I'm even skeptical of using that. Now, I'm not sure if this is a universal problem or this is just a my car problem, but when I've been on the phone with my friends or family, people have reported that there's like a diesel whining noise, almost like the turbo spooling up when I'm driving. And it goes away when I stop driving. I don't know if it's just my Bluetooth picking up the car noise or whatnot, but during the dark, I like cars that actually turn on their exterior lights when you unlock it. This car does not. Minor nitpick, yeah, but it is what it is. And another thing that actually really bothers me, there is no ding or buzzer that goes off when the fuel light comes on. The fuel light just comes on. That's it. No, freaking ding, like when you put the keys in the car, or like, come on, you leave your headlights on and it freaking bings at you, but yet when you go, not even that. Like a soft ding would be very nice. All right, so let's go out for a rip, shall we? I still can't believe I own a manual car. It's actually pretty cool. I'm kind of stuck in the snow pile. And one thing I do actually really like about this car is that if you do not have your seatbelt on and you try to take off, you cannot let go of the parking brake. But if you put the seatbelt on, I know this is a very weird angle. Now look at this. I'm literally sliding around in this thing, having the time of my life with traction control on even then. It lets you have a lot of fun in this car with traction even off. You'll slide around. Now, one of the main reasons I bought a new daily was because I have some big adult decisions coming up and I'm going to be making a very huge adult purchase. Now, Krack'N is this high-strung car. It's very stiff, it's very loud. I wanted a nice daily driver. Coco was nice, but with all the problems and all the little bugs that she had, I could not deal with that. And on top of that, I had to get out of a car loan. And I had been so positive with my old car that I could literally buy this thing outright. I literally did. I bought it outright. I wanted something funner than just a daily driver, and that's where this car came in. As you can definitely tell, since the last time I drove a manual and put it on YouTube, I'm definitely getting a lot better at driving a manual transmission. I am almost perfect now. I'm literally able to deliver smooth shifts, and I'm even able to, start on hills and stuff, which I'm gonna go to the right. See what I mean? Now it's no speed demon. But it gets out of its own way okay. It does start to fall off about 100 miles an hour. Ask me how I know. But once it starts to get going, it's okay. But like I said, it's no speed demon. Don't expect to be winning drag races in this thing, although it did somehow beat a Durango V6 yesterday. The thing I love about this car so much is not just the manual, it's just how incredibly nice to drive this car is. It soaks up the bumps very well. Very few harsh judders come through the cabin. Very few. And it's very solid. It feels good, and I've really got no complaints as far as that. Now, one thing that I'm trying to somewhat get used to is if it does it when I come up to the stop, or this line here, it will throw the parking brake on. That is their hill assist, which is nifty how they do it. Sometimes I've actually stalled it once when I've used it, because it's so stiff. So you almost have to kind of bog it. I love how the chassis feels in this thing. Yes, I did say it felt very smooth, but it doesn't feel like it wants to tip over. It doesn't like cornering, let's just say that. That's why I named it Orca. Now, fourth gear, I'm gonna stand on it. It's got enough gusto. It has enough torque to pull it up mountains and stuff, but it's enough, it's adequate. And this thing only has like 174 horsepower, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not a speed demon, but the manual just makes up for it. Now, if you had the CVT, I feel so bad for you guys. I really do, because that thing is very, very slow. I mean, 11 seconds 0 to 60, which I've actually tested in this thing. It's definitely not fast by any means. This thing is really fun to drive. I really love driving this car, and having a manual for a daily is actually pretty fun. This thing is so much fun. I love it. See how this thing feels. I actually think I caught some air on that because I saw my traction light flashing. Oh. That was about 57. And I'd also like to talk about future plans with this car, because I do actually have some plans. Since I'm almost done with Krack'N's build, I just need a few more odds and ends yet. I'm gonna start a mini build on this one. Now, I'm not gonna go as extreme as I am with Krack'N, so definitely look forward to seeing some videos with this car, and the mods that I do. In fact, I will have one coming in the future for Krack'N, which I'm not gonna reveal just yet. But I'm going to be doing a soft rotor kind of build on this thing. I'm going to put maybe some bronze Sparcos or beadlock looking wheels that are going to be bronze, because you know me and my bronze wheels. I love my bronzies. I'm going to put some knobbly tires on it. I'm going to put a roof rack on it, and I'm probably going to do some sort of like livery on the sides of the car with my Cricket and stuff. I'm going to finish up the color match on the interior. I did my whole center stack, the trim pieces here, all I have to do is the doors. I did a color matched chrome pieces on the grille, as well as black on the silver parts. And yeah, I mean, what's to say? I had my quibbles with this car. I hated it when the frickin' thing broke. But now I love it. Now the gas light just came on and you didn't hear anything. It drives me insane. That's my wrap up on my 6-month ownership review of Orca, my 2013 Subaru Outback. I know it was a long-winded one, but you know how I am with my owner's reviews. I like to be in-depth and I like to explain everything out and give you guys a true ownership experience from someone who's pretty obsessed with cars. But anyways, it's Krack'N signing out. See you guys later, and we'll probably see you around for a year, and Krack'N's is coming up on 3, so I don't know if I might make a 3 because there hasn't been much that's actually happened with that car, so we'll see. But anyways, we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, peace. 16, screw you, train.